Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cherisse. Oh my goodness. My brother's dog is very needy this morning. I actually don't usually take videos on work days, but I felt really inspired this morning because of some stuff that I was processing and going through. And today I specifically wanted to talk to you guys about practicing detachment as an act of surrender. So I honestly think that the concept of attachment in the spiritual community gets a lot of flack and a lot of hate, and there's the old school beliefs and sayings that attachment is the root of pain, and even some that go as far as evil, or that desire causes these things. And I disagree with those statements for the most part. I actually think that attachment and desire are very natural and normal aspects of being alive as a human. But I do understand the concept as for what they're trying to really teach you. I think that the concept of detachment is all about faith, and it also has a lot to do with having a deep understanding of time. First of all, having faith that what is right for you is in alignment with your greater good. What is right for you is something that has already happened, because time is always, everything is happening at the same time. So putting faith into something, if you are attached to a specific outcome or you have a specific desire, releasing that and choosing to have faith that whatever is right for you down at your timeline is something that is already yours. So there is no reason to be afraid whether it is going to happen for you, because if it's right for you, it's already happened for you within time. And if it's not right for you, it's best for you to let that go. So I think that that is like the greatest aspect of detachment, is learning to not live in fear of what might not happen, because if it is right for you, it's already happened. So I'm bringing this up because this is something that I go through rather consistently in my life, especially when I am dealing with situations of infatuation or crushes, which I've talked a little bit about this stuff on my some past videos, and I haven't had the best luck with romantic relationships. But at the same time, there's a part of me that's like, maybe I have had the best luck, because if it didn't happen with these people, then it must not have been right for me. And I think that that's a little bit of like the concept of detachment and surrender to whatever is right for me. So it takes away the constant running in the mind that if something doesn't work out with you and somebody else, it's like sometimes you can question like, but what if that was my person? I think that if something didn't work out with you and somebody, that's not your person. And if somewhere down the line you guys do come back together, and I'm not saying this to encourage toxic delusions or anything, but if you guys ever do come back together and you're together, maybe that version of yourselves is who was right for each other. But those past versions of yourself, you need to let go of those old relationships that obviously were not right for you. I think for myself, I have been mostly single for 8 years now, and I've dated 2 different guys, a total time of 6 months, so it's really not that much. I actually told these older guys that I was talking to at the bar about how like I'd been mostly single for 8 years, and they're like, right. And I explained, I was like, I've dated for a total of 6 months in the past 8 years, and they were like, oh, they were really shocked by that. It's like, I feel like a lot of times guys hold this concept of me because they think that I'm beautiful, or because I'm very friendly, that sometimes guys get the wrong idea that I'm a player, or that whatever, that I date a lot of guys, or I have dated a lot of guys, or that I've just been in relationships consistently or whatever. But it's honestly definitely not the truth. But I think being single for as long as I have can be really discouraging at times, and it can really encourage like deep feelings of loneliness and make me question my worth and my ability to find a partner and be loved and chosen by somebody. But at the same time, like once I kind of process those emotions and work through them, I remind myself I am absolutely worthy of love, and just because I haven't found the right person for me yet does not mean that I am not, and it does not mean that I am incapable of finding true love like that. I will say though, every time I do find that there have definitely been men over the years, actually not really the guys that I dated for those short spans of time, but I have met other men over the past 8 years that I experienced very, very deep soul connections with, really beautiful connections with. And every time that I have experienced a really deep connection with somebody that I like, was like, wow, like this is the type of connection that I want with a romantic partner. It never turned out the way that I expected or wanted, and that can be really discouraging when every time that you're interested in somebody and they have that type of connection that you desire, and it's just never that right of a fit. It can definitely be very discouraging, and I find myself now experiencing this rise again where I've met somebody that I feel like I have a very deep connection with, and it's kind of like pulling up all those old fears of like, oh my God, like it never works out for me. Why would this one work out for me? It's just like, maybe it won't, but it is reminding me a lot of the practice of detachment, which is something I've gotten really good at, to be honest. I will say that is something that being single for so long and focusing on yourself for so long, learning to let people go and become detached and surrender the outcome of situations completely has become a lot easier for me. It does not mean that there is not often pain that rises within that, and fear, old fear and old pain that comes up, but I do think that in the long run, and not just in the long run, in like the short term aspect, learning to surrender those outcomes just so you're not wrapped in fear or like the what ifs, what might happen, what might not happen, like just learning to surrender that completely is something that has encouraged deeper joy and happiness in my life, because rather than living so much in the future and the what ifs and the possibilities and the fears of the future, the fears of failure down the line, learning to release all that and just stay still in this moment and be like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. Sometimes I wish I did. But I don't know what's going to happen, and I cannot live in a state of anxiety and fear of what might happen or what might not happen. So it is best for me to sit back and be like, you know what? I surrender this situation. This is completely out of my control. My brother's dog is just there. It is morning time, so it is usually like give the dogs attention before I go to work time. But yeah, guys, surrender that shit. Surrender, no matter what the situation is. If it is outside of your control, the best option is generally to surrender it. Whether this has to do with work, love, any form of relationship in your life, something else situational happen in your life, even like illness and disease. If it is something that is completely out of your control, learning to surrender that, surrender yourself completely to the outcome and whatever may come, will highly encourage deeper peace inside of yourself. Even if it's something that down the line, perhaps something negative might happen, living in fear and anxiety is going to steal your happiness from this moment right now. And I will say, if there is something that you can do to encourage health in your life, to encourage health in your relationships, to go after that dream or that goal of yours that you want, or even to go after that relationship that you want. If there are things that are within your control and you feel that nudge to do that, I encourage you to do that. But oftentimes, there is so much that is outside of our control, and that can be discouraging and uncomfortable, because I think most people want to control their life completely, but that's not how living works. That's not how living works. And to be honest, I do find that I don't actually think that I'd want to control everything. I think that when I do try to control everything, it actually gives me more anxiety in the long run. So kind of learning to release that control and being like, you know what, it's gonna be all right. Self-comfort, give yourself the love that you need in that moment to calm yourself down, to encourage that deeper release. So that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Something that I am learning myself every day. Something that I've learned a lot about, and I'm just constantly going through it, re-surrendering all the time. If you find yourself in a cycle of trying to control, or living in fear or anxiety of the moment or what might come and of the future, and wanting to control all the situations in your life that might not be in your ability to control, that might be out of your control completely, surrender that. Surrender that up to spirit. If you believe in God or whatever your higher power is, surrender that. Just surrender it to pure love and life, light, and ask. Like, it's okay to ask for a spirit to come and give you comfort. To give you comfort, to remind you that you're safe no matter what. It's okay to ask spirit to reassure you that you're loved, to reassure you that everything that is right for you is already yours. There's nothing to be afraid of. If it comes down to that doesn't work out for you down the line, it wasn't for you. There's something better for you. If that's how it is, there is something better for you, guaranteed. So let it go. Stop holding on to things that are not your worth. There is something more worthy for you down the line. So that is it, you guys. Thank you for watching my channel. Please do like and subscribe below. I love you. If you are in a time where you are having to practice a deeper state of surrender, I'm right there with you. I know it's not always easy, it's not, but I will say that it does get easier over time. The more that you practice this state of surrender, and I would just like to kind of transform the idea, the word, like the concept, the art of detachment into the art of surrender, because that's exactly what it is. It's choosing to surrender. Attachment is normal. It's okay to get attached to things that you want. It's okay to get attached to people or whatever it might be, to outcomes. It's perfectly natural to desire and to become attached. But choosing to surrender those desires and those attachments and step back and say, this is not in my control, so I let it go. And I allow the universe, spirit, God, to do its work and align me with everything that is right for me. You are doing amazing. You're doing better than you think that you are, and I'm so proud of you for showing up today. I'm proud of me for showing up today. No. That is my bun. This is the one stuffed animal they're not allowed to chew on. No. Okay, you guys. I love you so much, and I hope that you have an amazing and beautiful day. Bye.